Yo, how are we doing, everybody? So today I'm doing my second guide for Digimon Survive. This is the first battle in part 2. So this one is not too difficult. I think it's actually easier than the last one in part 1. So what we're doing here is we have to get the professor all the way across without dying. So, there is the issue here that, the professor's AI is not intelligent. He is not going to do the best he can to stay alive. He is just going straight to the goal. That's all he cares about. So he will run away from his teammates. He will place his back to the, enemy Gazimon. He is, he is not trying to keep himself alive. So that is basically the goal here. As far as the Digimon I've decided to use, I'm just using the regular ones that, all the partners have. I'm not really using any free battle ones besides Betamon, which you kind of get with the tutorial, so I just figure most people will at least try to use Betamon, so I'm using him as well. But, yeah, basically the idea here is just to stay close to the professor. Right here, I am trying to make sure that I get the items as well, because in a lot of these levels there's going to be boxes or treasure chests or whatever, and there's some really good items in those sometimes. Like, it could be increases to experience, like items that do that. It could be healing items, it can be stat increases. There's a lot of useful items inside of boxes. I really like Digimon. Digimon is very good for getting to all the boxes that might be hidden around the map, as Digimon's movement is just really high. So I really like using that Digimon. I do kind of misplace myself here, so yeah, if you're just like a step back further compared to where I was, then you won't be able to get a back attack like that. But not really a big problem with Labramon, who I also really like using this Digimon as. They can heal others, and even if you don't use the direct heal on Labramon, you can use the talk, and while Labramon's partner is talking to someone, she also heals them. So you can heal other Digimon that are completely on like the opposite side of the map. Aoi is really good for that. And yeah, my Agumon digivolves into Tyrannomon. It doesn't really matter which one you have. They're all very strong, be it Tuskmon or Greymon. It's all the same. Kunemon is not exactly the greatest Digimon. If you wanted to use a different Digimon, like, I definitely can understand. Kunemon, using him here is more of like an investment for the future. But, yeah, either way here, we're trying to get across and keep the professor safe. In this game, basically, the main thing you just need to look out for is the angle that you're facing. Because, yeah, as you can see right there, I get extra damage for the side attack. That's the huge mechanic in this game. It's very similar to other tactics games like Triangle Strategy or Final Fantasy Tactics. As long as you're attacking someone on the side or behind them, you're going to get an increase in your accuracy and an increase in your damage. Because there are other like variables to consider. Like, all of these Gazimon, they are virus type Digimon. So if you're using vaccine type Digimon, vaccine types are good against virus types, and most of the partner Digimon are vaccine types, like Labramon, Dietrimon, Agumon. They are all vaccine types, so you can very much take advantage of that. Obviously, as they evolve, their types can change, so it does depend. Like Tyrannomon, for instance, is Data type, and Data type actually isn't good against virus types. Data does take increased damage, but not really that big a deal. When you are a champion versus a rookie level Digimon, you're going to be just fine. You'll be able to do plenty of damage here. So definitely don't do what I did here. I definitely got a little carried away just focusing down the Gazimon. And so now the professor is kind of all by himself. And yeah, as I said before, the professor does not really care if you're with him or not. He is just going to go all the way by himself straight to the end. So yeah, at the very least, like right here, I'm buffing Dietrimon, increasing their movement. so that I can fix that mistake and keep Diatrimon with the Professor, as that is very, very useful to have a Digimon near him. Because you don't control the Professor, he's just going to do his own thing. If he gets low HP, he doesn't change behavior, he will still go to get himself killed. So you need a Digimon nearby to heal him. If you're at least like within 3 squares, you can throw a bandage at him, and that can be super duper useful. But yeah, like, there's not too many Gazimon here, and their attacks don't really do too much damage. I am playing on hard difficulty, so it might even go smoother for you if you're playing this on normal. But yeah, it's really not too bad. I'm just trying to clear out a couple of Gazimon here. Like right here with Kunemon, its HP is pretty low, but I'm not really too concerned about healing it. And this is definitely just a like, I don't know, kind of a habit I have in a lot of JRPGs that I play. And yeah, look at this movement when you get the talk buff from Diatrimon's partner. Like, yeah, he can go so far, which is going to allow us to defeat this Gazimon. And yeah, right there, I was just trying to check to see if I could defeat it just using the regular attack rather than using the special attack, but that wasn't quite the case. Because the tricky thing about using your champions is that there is an SP cost. Every single turn that you are staying a champion form, regardless of what you do, you're going to lose SP. And when you run out of SP, you will automatically go back to Rookie. So Diatrimon will go back to Falcomon, Tyrannomon will go back to Agumon. You do need to be careful. There are items you can get to get your SP back up. Also, when your Digimon are next to each other, there's a chance that they like cheer each other on, like try to support each other. And a lot of the time when they do those supports, they will increase one of your Digimon's HP and SP. So having your Digimon next to each other can be really good for that. And yeah, right here I'm just trying to get Diatrimon all the way forward to deal with the Gazimon before my good old professor friend here can put himself in harm's way, which he definitely will. Tyrannomon is going to try to keep up, but yeah, Tyrannomon's movement isn't quite what Diatrimon's is. But there was another, oh yeah, the point I'm just trying to make is that you do need to be careful with SP. And yeah, right there you can see the professor is taking that first hit there. It's not too much damage. I think it would take about like 3 attacks for him to die. I think it is potentially possible he could die in 2 if like, you know, you're really unlucky with like critical hits or whatever. So I try to like just, you know, be cautious, because like the battles can take like anywhere between like 8 to like 14 minutes, at least in the earlier parts of the game. And I don't want to just like waste all that time. And yeah, right there you can see the support, like Betamon moved next to Kunemon, and Betamon got increased SP. So basically when you're playing with the champions, you want to be really careful about when you use your special attacks. It's better not to use them, like, if you don't have to, because the special attacks cost a lot of SP, and if you drain through your SP too fast, you'll be forced back to Rookie. And obviously you're just weaker when you're not in the champion form, instead just being Rookie. It's not quite the way. So a good thing to keep in mind there, and yeah, the professor just kind of put his back to Gazimon because he's not even trying to stay alive. But yeah, it's a good idea to just like, if you're, say, you know, you evolve into the champion form, and then like you defeat whatever enemy, but the next enemy is like, say, 2 or 3 turns away, then you can end your turn by de-digivolving back down to like Agumon or whatever. And because you gain SP on the end of your turn if you're like not doing anything and you're just in your Rookie form. So you can get that SP back up and then turn back into the champion when you need it. So like SP management is like very, very important. Like, it's not a super big deal in this chapter specifically, but it's just like general advice I would like to give, because it will be very important, I would say, in the last battle here in part 2. So yeah, just throwing that out there. And yeah, right here the professor is like basically right there. He just needs to get to those green squares, and once he does that, that's the end. So obviously if you didn't grab the item box earlier, then you'll just completely miss out on that. If you're not defeating all the Gazimon, then you can be missing out on experience. So do try to, you know, do everything as fast as you can. If you are too defensive and you take your turns too slow, then you will definitely miss out on stuff. But yeah, right there, that item box took me a little bit to get to, but yeah, I got a potency crystal, which is a very good item. That's going to increase, well, once you equip it, it'll increase a Digimon's attack and special attack, I believe. But yeah, right there, that is going to be the end of that chapter, which I really enjoyed that one, or not the chapter, but this battle. But yeah, that was my guide for this. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you would like to see more, as I plan on doing a lot of these videos. But yeah, that's going to be me. Peace.